Eleanor Roosevelt, a socialite, activist, and First Lady that reformed the 20th century. Eleanor's early life. She was born into a well-off family in New York. Because of her esteemed upbringing, she had to fit particular molds. She called it conforming to a conventional pattern. Eleanor did not always fit these molds, though, and it led to disappoint her mother, Anna Hall. But she was still adored by her father, Elliott Roosevelt. Her mother later passed due to illness, and her father died 2 years later because of alcoholism. After her parents' passing, she moved in with her grandmother and was sent to school in England at an all-girls boarding school. While at school in England, her teacher took Eleanor under her supervision and opened Eleanor's eyes to a lifestyle of an independent woman and learning to be assertive. Eleanor returned to New York in 1902. She was young and fashionable, but still had insecurities about her appearances. Although she had broken out of her shell in England, being back in America stunted the growth that she had made in her social graces. Even though she was insecure about herself, she found a perfect suitor to marry. She got engaged in 1903, and in 1905 she married her fifth cousin, Kline Eleanor Roosevelt. Their personalities suited each other, and he boosted her confidence, but it was set back due to her mother-in-law. Eleanor stated that she always felt that her mother-in-law was making decisions for her, and it was leading her to be dependent. Eleanor and Franklin had 6 children. Unfortunately, one died in infancy, but the others were raised until adulthood. In 1910 was when her husband's political career began. Franklin Roosevelt was elected into the New York State Senate, which then led to his position as the Secretary of the Navy. He served in this position for 7 years. It was during this time Eleanor became active in social and political work within the Red Cross and in the Navy Hospital during World War I. In addition, during the war, women gained more responsibility at home, and she fully supported these actions. Her advocacy blossomed post-war. She became a strong activist for women and joined associations such as the National Consumers League and the Women's Trade Union League. A minor setback occurred when Franklin was diagnosed with polio in 1921, and Eleanor urged him to stay in politics. Franklin was elected governor and then president in 1933 amidst the Great Depression. Stepping into the role as the First Lady was difficult for Eleanor because she did not want it to ruin the societal and political accomplishments she had made. But as the role of First Lady, she revolutionized it from being a hostess to an active participant in her husband's administration. The enactment of the New Deal by Franklin led Eleanor to travel across the United States to see what other facilities and administrations needed continual rehabilitation. Her position as First Lady gave her permission to bring publicity to marginalized groups. She became an early activist of civil rights for African Americans as well as for women, American workers, the poor, and young people. She actively supported anti-lynching campaigns and fought for fair housing for minorities. She encouraged the arts and any government programs that funded them. She was able to persuade her husband to place more women in federal positions and enforce that women be allowed to attend press conferences at the White House. In order to spread her wide range and political views to millions of Americans, she wrote in a newspaper column for almost 30 years called My Day. The Roosevelts were one of the most prestigious political partnerships in history and can be compared to that of the Obamas. During the early life of their marriage, Franklin had an affair. They were able to carry through life with strong societal and political achievements, though. The affair actually allowed Eleanor to become more independent and use her talents and stature. After her husband's death in 1945, Harry Truman elected Eleanor to head the United Nations Human Rights Commission and a couple years later, she drafted the Declaration of Women's Rights. She also served on many boards of organizations, including the NAACP and the Advisory Council of the Peace Corps. Even post-war and throughout the rest of her life, she remained a strong Democratic figure in politics. Through her lifetime, Eleanor Roosevelt completed 27 books and over 8,000 newspaper columns. She established and revolutionized the United States through her work as an activist, political involvement, and her never-ending pursuit to end the marginalized gap in America.